Are you welcoming all of you? Hi, this is Rob Gibson of the Cross Ministry Group, and I want to continue this idea that I raised last week of is everything welcome? Sometimes we resist ourselves. We resist what's going on within us. We resist what's going on around us circumstantially. And so I want to invite you, even in this moment, if you want, hit the pause button and just do a check-in with you. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, what's going on inside of me emotionally? What's going on around me circumstantially that I may be resisting? Is there a part of you, maybe it's a young part, that you're rejecting? Just take a minute, stop, check in with you and see what's there. What I'm aware of is sometimes when we do check-ins, those of you that are familiar with our ministry, we'll do a check-in oftentimes around what's going on, what's a predominant emotion you're aware of in the moment. And what I've experienced within me, and I've heard from others at times, is somebody will say, well, I'm sad, but I'm happy too. And what we do is we sometimes, by that but, we're rejecting a part of our emotional being, our emotional self in that moment. And that's what that but does. It negates and says rather this. And so there's something going on inside of us at times where we're not really welcoming where we're at. We're not really welcoming what's going on emotionally. We may not welcome our circumstances. We may not welcome a part of us that is young and wounded. And the challenge with this is when we're doing a work of rejecting part of what's going on inside of us, we're also going to have trouble inviting God into that and to meet God in our reality in that moment and let Him do His healing work, His loving work within us in that moment. And what I'm aware of is, Jesus said this. He said, all you who are weary and heavy laden, in Matthew 11 and 28, Jesus says, all you who are weary and heavy laden, come to me and I'll give you rest. It's like Jesus invites us to come to Him with all of who we are, our burdens, our exhaustion, our emotions, whatever it is, to come to us, and He's got space to hold that. But I'm aware, and this is personal to me in this moment, because I've been experiencing some grief. I've been experiencing deep sadness, and to the degree that it's taken me to a place I'm not usually aware of, which is depression. Some of those symptoms of depression are about me. And there's a part of me that's like, I don't have space for sadness. I don't have space for grief. I certainly don't want to have space for depression. But the reality is, what I'm aware of is this. If I resist that and reject it, because it is my reality, it's circumstantial, there's some things going on that are stirring this up in me that I don't need to go into, but what I'm aware of is, until I stop and acknowledge and welcome that and say, yeah, that's there right now. And when I say I welcome it, remember what I said last week, doesn't mean I affirm it. Doesn't mean I affirm the circumstances. Doesn't mean I affirm it's like, gosh, isn't it just great to be grieving and sad and depressed? It is not, but it is my reality. And so can we welcome our present reality, whatever the emotion is? It may be, what we would call one of the darker emotions, sadness, anger, grief, rather than joy and gladness and happiness. Those we certainly love to welcome, and oftentimes I want more of those, right? And don't want the other. So I want to encourage you, as you stop, as you acknowledge what's going on within you, to welcome what is there. Because here's the reality. God wants to meet you in your reality. He wants to meet you in what's going on within you. And I'm aware for me, the more I can bring before even you, some close trusted friends, the reality of my sadness, the reality of my grief, the reality of even the depression, which honestly I can feel it inside of me. There's a young part of me, because as a young kid, sadness didn't have a place in our family of origin. So there's a part of me that's like, no, I can't take that sad little boy, because that's what I was in part. But when we welcome that, when we acknowledge that, when we bring that into the light, then there is the place. When we walk in the light, there's the place that we really have that fellowship with God. That's what 1 John says. When we walk in the light, we have fellowship with Christ and with one another. And so I want to encourage you to welcome where you are, welcome what's going on within you. Take the buts out of the emotions that you might not like to feel. Take the butts out of circumstances that you'd like to put a silver lining on, and just welcome your reality. And then from that place, welcome God into it. I mean, He's already there. He's already present to you. He's with you. As you breathe in, the breath of life is with you. It's with me. And so I want to breathe Him in and let Him in to all of who I am in this moment, and trust, though it may not go away in a nanosecond, right? Trust He's in it, and He will walk with me in difficult times, and He'll walk with you in difficult times. And it's by welcoming His love, His transforming love, that we mature, we grow, and He does a beautiful work within us. So be encouraged. Take a moment, take a breath, check in with yourself, and let the Lord meet you in your reality in this moment. Peace.